Welcome back to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm Rich Walsh. You can give me a phone call, 412-575-2600 on the Borders and Borders hotline. And you can also get a roof off Ireland Contracting. Best people in the business, so give them a call if you need a roof. Give me a call right now. 412-575-2600 is the number. We're going to go right back. We're going to go right out to the phone lines, and we're going to go out to, we're talking Bucks and Pucks tonight. We'll go out to Jerry in Hempfield. How you doing, Jerry?
Hey, Rich, you talk about this $20 million. What are the Pirates going to do with it?
Yeah, they're going to pocket it. That's what they're going to do,
okay,
right?
but be perfectly honest with you, that's not a lot of money to spend compared to the Cubs, Milwaukee and St. Louis, what they're spending for players. So if they do spend something, they'll probably pick up 4 or 5 players aren't even worth anything to spend money instead of getting 2 good players, and use the money right. But I don't think they're going to do anything with this money either way. So it's just a lost cause. Thanks.
Yeah, Jerry, but that's my big gripe. I understand it's not a lot of money in the grand scheme of things with a baseball team and trying to construct a major league roster, a major league lineup, and get a star playing here. I get that. I understand that. But you just shed $20 million, and you're asking fans to show up. And you're asking fans to support a team. You're asking fans to support a team that you're calling a contender. Hurdle said they're either gonna shock the world when they win the World Series. And Huntington has been on record saying they're trying to build a World Series contender. And this team was in the mix for that second wild card, I thought, but these trades that they made, they claim they're not any worse off than they were before, but you have to think that they are. And if you don't spend that $20 million or a little bit of that money to try to get some major leaguers in here, I would think even more fans are just going to fall off and just not pay attention to what happens this year. They would have to go on some kind of unbelievable early run, like be 10 games over 500 for people to start paying attention. Because if they hover around 4 games under 500, which I think that's going to happen to start the season, always a slow starting team, a team that's going to come up here and maybe be like, 10-14, and then you really start to see fans not show up to that ballpark. Can you see fans coming on a Tuesday night against Cincinnati? How many people are you going to think they're going to be there if they're like 5 games under 500? All right, back out to the phone lines. Let's go out to Chris in Uniontown. How you doing, Chris?
Hey, how you doing tonight?
Good, thanks for
calling.
calling.
Why ain't nobody blaming Hurdle? He's a good spokesman. He talks a good game. Why ain't nobody blaming him? Because he signed another contract. He signed up for more. If you knew the team ain't going to be that good, I wouldn't even sign no contract to even coach that team.
Yeah, you know what? You bring up a good point here, Chris, because I thought that Hurdle might not come back this year just because he didn't want to be part of a rebuild. He's said that before. He must have some kind of confidence in his team. But, look, I don't put the blame on him. Managers are responsible for what, 2, 3, 4 games, wins a year, maybe you can put on the managers. I think the people that have to take responsibility for this, Chris, would be ownership. Ownership sets the budget, and then from there on, you have the general manager who has to follow that and try to figure out, okay, I can only spend $75 million this year, $100 million this year, or whatever the price is. I got to try to construct the best team I can with that amount of money. So Huntington's hands are tied, and then Hurdle's hands are really tied because he's got to try to formulate a lineup with the players that Huntington gives them under the budget restraints of ownership, which is Bob Nutting. Thanks for your call. Let's go out to the phone lines again. We got Nick out in Bell Vernon. How you doing, Nick?
I'm doing good there, Rich. Thank you very much. I just want to thank David Freese for being honest with the fans of Pittsburgh.
I love it. I loved it.
It's tremendous.
Yeah.
For somebody who's not playing the fans for stupid, people in Pittsburgh have seen what winners look like. We know what winning ownerships look like. We know what winning teams look like. And this is just such nonsense you can hear from Huntington and Coonley and from Nutting. This is ridiculous,
Yeah.
I'm glad to see the guys being honest.
I'm anxious to see what Pirates fans do here. I really am. I want to see if they support this team, if they come out to the bobblehead nights, if they come out to fireworks nights or Sky Blast or concerts or whatever it might be. What do fans do? Because that's the only way you're going to send a message if fans don't come to the ballpark. That's the only way you're going to do it. So I don't know. I have a feeling. I know some people. I got some information that they're expecting about a 15% drop in season ticket sales. possibly 20 if you're 20% drop if you're counting, maybe even more. You know, that would put them around the 1.2 million range, I think, and that's not good. And I think they need to be around 1 million for it really starts opening some eyes. Now, this year, they're getting $50 million from Disney. They got $50 million from revenue sharing. And now he's pocketing another $20 million. That's $120 million right now that's going into his pocket, that's going into ownership's pocket right now if they don't spend any money. You know, that's basically the way I look at it. So that can cover any amount of attendance drop. They're still going to make money if 0 people show up to the ballpark this year. It's sad. You know, I think as a Pirates fan and growing up a Pirates fan in this city, I grew up in Pittsburgh. I grew up in Penn Hill, so I grew up a huge Pirates fan. The most devastating sports moment in my life was Sid. More than Steelers, more than Pitt, more than Penguins, more than anything. That was the most life. I remember where I was. I wanted to go out to the airport with my dad and greet the Pirates, and they lost. So I was the biggest Pirates fan. I was a, huge base. I love Major League Baseball. I love the Pirates. And that's what I'm going to talk as a fan, that I'm afraid for the next 20 years of this team. I'm afraid to go through this another losing streak. I don't want that. You love to see what the Pirates were in that early 90s, and you love to see what the Pirates were from 13 to 15. I just hope we don't have to wait 20 years, and I just have a bad feeling that it's going to be another long streak of trying to rebuild and retool or whatever you want to call it. All right, back out to the phone lines. We're going to go out to Fred and Shadyside. How you doing, Fred?
Hey, I'm okay. Hey, the one caller had mentioned about Hurdle, and you had said that it falls under management. And then I was wondering, if the Steelers lose, everybody blames it on Tomlin. No one talks about Colbert, and no one talks about Rooney and the budget that he gives for the Steelers to work with.
Fred, I want you to stay on the line here. There's a big difference between the NFL and Major League Baseball. Yes, there's a budget in the NFL, but there's a salary cap. So everyone spends the same amount of money. So you really can't, Tomlin and Kevin Colbert, they don't have any really restraints. There is a salary cap, and whatever they spend, it's this even playing field. Yeah, and I think a lot of people blame Tomlin more than Clint Hurdle because there's so many more decisions to make that impact the game, play calling. And there's so many more, the defensive formations, and that's where I think the blame falls more on Tomlin sometimes during games than Clint Hurdle, because, hey, you're going to trot out the same lineup usually. You're supposed to have the same lineup every baseball game. You know who's hitting 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that's pretty consistent throughout the year. Maybe not with the Pirates because they go with analytics and they try to do all this stuff to win games, but most Major League teams have the same 1 through 8 batters every game. And even though the Steelers have the same players out there, but, other teams attack you different. So I think more the blame and more of the credit falls on to a coach in the NFL than it does a manager in the majors. Does that make sense?
Well, it does. Long time too, and this has been a process with them. They always trade away.
Well,
that's
the front office and that's ownership. That's not Clint Hurdle, and Tomlin doesn't make those decisions either. Yeah,
because the owner, I think he's milking the city. That's
no question.
I personally think.
Hey, he's getting $50 million from revenue sharing, $50 million from Disney, and $20 million right now he saved on the roster. So by trading McCutchen and Cole. So yeah, I don't know where that's going. I don't know where that money's going. But I think as a fan, speaking as a fan and hearing what fans have to say, is I think you can maybe win some of these people back if you spend some. Bring in a guy. Spend $10 million on a guy to put out in left field. I'll be back.
I just think they need to get quality players.
Yeah, no question they need to get quality players, Fred. I appreciate the call. Thanks for calling. Give me a call next week. All right, we got to take a break. Back with more phone calls and some tweets coming up next. Stay right there.